Hello friends, this is Allison McCord and we are going to talk about Quizizz. Yes, that is how they spell that. Quizizz is a digital formative assessment tool, a quick and easy one that you can use with your students, whole group, small group, one-on-one, whatever you'd like to do. You can create your own quizzes. You can edit existing quizzes, which we'll talk about in the second video. And you can do this to kind of gauge student learning, seeing where your kids are at any given moment during a unit of study. In our SSP, there is formative assessment all over it. And the touchstones and benchmarks are great, but they usually come towards the end of the unit and they're difficult to administer and just sort of difficult to deal with. And this is an easier way to get a quick reading on where your students are in their unit of study. So you can decide to adjust your instruction or keep on going. So we're going to assume that we've already created an account here, and so I am just going to log in if the screen will ever come up. And then once the login comes up, we can just look at some of the basic things you see when you first get logged in, and then we will go into creating a new quiz. So immediately you see your menu over here on the left, and also you can start searching for quizzes. So you can type in a topic, anything you want, and search that way. You can click a subject area. You see the popular quizzes that are searched. Your, and your are always in those top popular quizzes, interestingly enough. But we want to create a new quiz. So right here, you are going to click Create New Quiz. And we wait. Seems like forever when you're recording. Now you have the opportunity to give your quiz a title. We are going to call it McCord Sample 5 because I've made a few of these. And you can also give your quiz an image that goes along with it. It can be serious, it can be funny, and you would just tap that to insert an image. You can also choose to align your quiz to state standards. Now mine's going to be silly things about me, so we're not going to align that to a state standard, but that is something you could do. So then you click Save. And once this loads, we're going to go through some of your different choices. So here, you've got the title of your quiz. You can create a new question or search from existing questions. This is going to be video number 2. So right here, we're going to create a new question. And let's go through your options. You can choose to have a single correct answer, or as our friend at the Milestones is prone to do, you can have more than one correct answer, which would be good practice for them before Milestones. Then you have where you type your question. You can include an image. If your question was about a graph or a chart, or you wanted to include an angle or a shape or something like that, then you could upload the image there, and that's where you type your answers. Your question. These are where you type your answer choices, and you can add an image to be an answer choice. You can delete your choices, obviously, and right now you have 4 options available, and if you wanted to add more than 4 answer choices, that is where you would click. You can also click to tag standards for this, and you can change the length of time students have to answer the question before the new one pops up. So just to get things moving, we're going to say, what is the color of Mrs. McCord's eyes? I don't know. They're just trying to get this thing moving. Okay, are they green? Not grin. Are they green? Are they blue? Are they hazel? Are they brown? Now, once you've put in your choices, you do have to indicate which one of them is right so that Quizizz would know. This would not be a multi-choice one for me, so we're going to do that and click Save. And over here is what it sort of looks like for students when they take the quiz. So again, we have a choice of adding a new question or searching existing questions. We will do this one in the second video. So we're going to create another question. Going to go through the same thing. What is Mrs. McCord's husband's name? Silly. Is it Scott, Ron, Joe, or Sam? I'm going to save it. Oh, I didn't follow my own rule. I have to indicate which one is the correct answer. It won't let you advance until you do that, so it knows how to grade the quiz. Okay, so even though we only have 2 questions, I think we get the idea. So in the interest of time on this video, I'm going to stop writing questions, and it shows you the 2 that you have. The green dot tells you what the right answer is. I could click edit and go in and edit that. I could duplicate this question. That's what that symbol is, and put a second one in, or I could delete it. So we're going to be done, and I'm going to click Finish Quiz. And then I'm going to select the grade this is intended for. You guys would select here. I'm going to jump down there. Professional development, even about my eyes, and it's for my university, and so I'm saving details once you're done with that. Okay, and now you have choices. You could go in and edit your quiz. You could duplicate it if you wanted to make one that was kind of similar but change some things. You could duplicate it and then edit. You could print it, delete it, share it, etc. We are going to want to play this live. When I do the edit existing quiz video, I'll show you how to assign it as homework. But for right now, we're going to play it live. Now, you would have obviously already made up all your questions and gone through all this before you do it for your class, or they would just be sitting there watching you type. Now we're into the question settings you can choose. Your questions can be shuffled. The answer choices can be different. In a different order. When someone gets the question wrong, it can show you the correct answer. And at the end, your students can go back and review the quiz questions and the right answers. Some game settings. Students can see where they are on the leaderboard compared to other students in your class. There's sort of like a ticking, backwards moving question timer that lets them know, how quickly they need to make a choice. When you get a question right, some kind of cute, funny little meme pictures pick up in between the questions, and it's cute. And then it also can play music while they play. And down here are the examples of some of the memes. Most of the ones I've seen, really all the ones I've seen, are definitely appropriate for school. So once you've done your question and game settings, you click Proceed. And it takes you to your next fun screen, which is the Join website and your quiz code. So as the teacher, slowly but surely, you see this on your screen. So any kid in your class who wants to play this game on a smartphone, a tablet, iPad, desktop, or laptop, they would need to go to this web address, join.quizizz.com, and then they would need to enter this code in. So you would direct them to do that, and they go to that website, which is here, and they post into the code, which I've already forgotten, so let me go back, 361852. 361852, yes, I'm auditory. And you click Proceed, the student does. Then they're prompted to enter their name with all things internet. You want to do just a first name. Today I'm Al. And then they're going to click Start. Now, waiting for the game to be started. Guess what they're waiting on? They're waiting on you. So at your computer, you would wait until all your students join, and you see it right here that so far one person's logged in and they're waiting, but when you're ready and everybody's in, you click Start, and then this is what your students see. This is going to be a little noisy, but it won't be too long. So here the quizzes start. What is Mrs. McCord's husband's name? I know that his name is Scott. I will choose that. There's your meme. Lets me know my ranking. I'm the only one, so I should be winning. I'm going to get this one wrong so you see what it looks like. My eyes are not blue. Oh, I got it wrong. Only 2 questions, so the game is over. And this is what your students see on their screen. How many they got right, what their ranking is, how many points they earned. And then they can review the questions and see what the correct answers were. So it also gives them a really nice snapshot of where they are in the unit of study and how much they are actually understanding. So this is the example of the teacher results that the teacher sees: class accuracy, what the toughest question was for everybody. This is less informative right now because I only had 2 questions. It shows you the players' names and what they got right, so you can look at it this way. You can also download it as an Excel file, so I will do that. So we can just take a look and see what that looks like. I know that's going to take a second. So as you can see, it's just sort of a fun, entertaining way for you to create a quiz and administer it to your students. Kind of lets you see where they are in their understanding of the unit that you're in, and gives you an idea of whether you need to kind of backtrack or continue on in that unit of study. Because it's in the SSP and it's something we're focusing on as a school to have ongoing formative assessments, this might be a useful, quick tool for you to use to that end. And the kids really do seem to enjoy a little bit of the competition of it all, and it's something a little different, something they haven't done before. And anytime we can make it a little bit enjoyable, that's always nice. So it looks like Excel is opening up slowly and hopefully surely. Eventually opening. There you go. So here's what the report looks like in Excel. Again, it's not all that exciting for this because I only had me playing and 2 questions, but that is something you might find useful to print and use as part of your data. So that's it. That is Quizizz, and I hope you found this useful in learning how to create a new quiz. You would be able to find it in the menu under My Quizzes. If you wanted to use it again or duplicate it or edit it, you could do that. And enjoy Quizizz. Thanks, everybody.